up, everybody? It's your girl Juju, the Master Manifester, and I am back with another video. Alright, today I'm doing a client ancestor reading. I'm going to give my client some time to come in. Alright, my client is here. How you doing? How you feeling? I've already prayed over the cards. I've already shuffled the music, shuffled the cards, cleaned my space. So I'm ready to get started whenever you are. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe as you come in. Do you want to change the color, Annifer? Doing great, feeling great. How are you? I'm doing great. Alright, I'm going to get you pulled up on my iPad so I can read comments. Just so I'm sure, your question is, what do your ancestors want you to focus on for the month of September? Is that correct? Alright, she said, what's this song? This is called Think Twice by Erykah Badu. She said the question is correct. Alright. And I'm ready when you are, so just let me know when you're ready. Because I've already prayed and everything. Okay, just said I'm ready. Alrighty. Shuffle the music one more time.
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and freedom of creation.
Okay. The change don't come. Alright, Spirit. What would you like her to focus on the month of September? She said I had this song before. Which reading did you have this song? Who stepped forward? Spirit, what would you like her to focus on for the month of September? Oh. finding, fertility. And you know what's crazy? I was feeling like Vanessa would probably want to come. This is a lot of feminine energy. Okay, so this spirit wants you to focus on reflecting over your life. She wants you to focus on your roots. So this is your children. She wants you to focus on also connecting. I'm seeing you grounding yourself. Turn this down. So I'm seeing you grounding. So sitting up against a tree. I believe one of your ancestors have talked to you about this before, but this is very important for you, okay? You have to ground yourself under this tree. They keep saying this tree, this tree, this tree. So let's make that happen for sure. Also, both of these start with the letter F, fertility, finding. I'm also just seeing like a lot of self-love. Her eyes are closed on both of these cards. I'm sorry, couldn't even see. Her eyes are closed on both of these cards. So that kind of gives me meditation energy. Okay, Spirit, what would you like her to focus on? What else would you like her to focus on for the month of September? If she can only focus on a few things, what would you like her to focus on? Financial health, boundaries. This is the same card you got in your last reading. And if I'm not mistaken, that finding card, I wasn't sure if that was you or Asha. You got the healing card as well. So Spirit is talking to you about setting boundaries with family. Okay? And I feel like, because the song says something about a brother, so I would start there. I would definitely start there. And it also says something about mother. So if that ain't spot on, let me go back. But Spirit is definitely speaking on sexual trauma. Because then these cards come out that always lets me know sexual trauma. With the white, with the purity. This is also a pregnant woman here, so I feel like there's some shadow work that needs to be done from your pregnancy. They also want you to focus on, again, this tree gives me legacy, DNA, where you come from, but also they're speaking, Spirit is speaking about change. So not being afraid for things to change, whether that's people in your life or traditions or whatever that looks like for you. Don't be afraid of change, because that'll keep you stagnant, okay? She said, definitely have been reflecting this week, those relationships in particular. Wow. So, let me see. Let me ask. These cards are good, though. I like these. I like these for you. So, Spirit, in regards to her relationship with her mom, what do you want her to set boundaries for? What does she need to set boundaries with her mother? What does she need to do? Let her know. Mental conflict. She needs to set boundaries with her mom. I think that Spirit is saying that being around your mom makes you feel mental confusion, mental conflict. I think this could just be from you doing your shadow work. I think you're starting to reflect deeper on certain relationships in your life, and it's causing you to feel like kind of mentally confused when you're around certain people. So that's a part of the journey, with the shadow work and everything. It takes adjusting, because it's like you're going to be figuring things out, and it's going to be like, okay, how do I coexist around certain people after I know this about myself, or after I remember certain things about my childhood. Like, how do I coexist with these people? But Spirit is speaking on, you also got the authority card, the mental conflict. I also think, um, this is interesting. I feel like either your mother is in her masculine energy or she makes you be in your masculine energy. So which one is that? Which one is it? Is she in her masculine energy, or do you feel in your masculine energy when you're around her? Because I kind of feel like Spirit is saying she can be a bit of an energy vampire. That's kind of what I get from it. She says, she said, this definitely resonates. I know relationships are going to change, family relationships. That's true. And you have to be okay with those changes. When you say certain prayers, you ask God to remove negativity from your life, or you ask God to remove relationships and people that no longer serve you, you are going to lose people. That's a part of the journey. That's literally a part of life. And I feel like that's where the connection with our ancestors come in, because they can kind of rationalize with us and help us kind of understand what to do in certain times, because it's hard not cutting family off, because that's not what she's saying to do, but you do have to set boundaries. Okay, so I feel like you do have to minimize a little bit of, I hate to say it, but yeah, you already know, like, being around these people, you got to minimize that. So Spirit, to what extent do you want her to minimize being around them? How often should she be around her mom? Yeah, they want you to limit how much you're around her. So you also got the that's my old lady, successful black marriage, happily married man. So I think if you are gonna go see mom, is there a way that you can bring your husband with you? Like, maybe you and your husband and mom should do something like once a month, or just minimize it. Instead of every single week, it needs to be maybe once a month or once every 2 months. But it definitely shouldn't be as much as it is now, because with the fertility card coming out, that kind of gives you're mothering her, okay? And no, it should be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the roles have kind of reversed, and that is kind of makes you feel mentally conflicted. Hey, resilience. My client said that's so true with the shadow work and coexisting with family. She is an energy vampire. So that's exactly what Spirit is talking about. You know these things and you feel these things, but I think it's hard to say, and it's hard to kind of, because you feel bad. But when it comes to setting boundaries, you cannot feel bad, because people don't feel bad when they drain your energy. People don't feel bad when they need this and they need that. I understand people need things, but it's also like, okay, but I'm the child. So you kind of have to stay in the child's place. Didn't one of your readings say that you got to stay in the child's place? That's what your dad was telling you. You got to be the child. You shouldn't have to be the father. That's what it's giving. You shouldn't have to be this authority figure for her. Say, yes, he can come when I'm around her. So that's what, try doing that. I think that would balance things out. Let me see. Spirit, how will the energy be if she starts to bring her husband around and only comes around once a month? Because you need your husband there as like your protector. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to balance the energy out. Like, if he's there, you're not in that masculine energy. You're not in that role. It's like he's in that role. So let me see. How will the energy be once she starts bringing her husband around, instead of coming around every week, coming once a month and then bringing her husband? So maybe y'all do like a dinner, go somewhere, do a dinner, but you don't have to be sitting in that house. Because I feel like that kind of makes you feel depressed a little bit, is what Spirit is telling me. She said it's hard to say no to her. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. She said her energy is different when he's around. So what do you mean by that? How's her energy? More upbeat, more positive, more. Is that what it is? I just think you need your protection there. You can't, Like, it's like when you're on this journey, you cannot have your energy so open and vulnerable just to everybody and anybody. This goes for family too. It's hard to say it. It's a hard pill to swallow. But listen, if I gotta be the messenger, I'm just tell you straight up. Like, you have to stop allowing your energy, especially as you start to like do the shadow work and you're letting go and releasing all this negative energy. It kind of leaves you a little bit fragile. So, not fragile, like weak, but like it leaves you a little bit vulnerable. That's a better word, vulnerable. She's more into. Thank you. That's exactly what That's exactly what Spirit is showing me. She's more independent, and she's more in her energy of who she really is. But when it's just you, you're playing into kind of the energy that she does when it's just you and her. So don't. What Spirit is saying, it's like an enabling. So don't enable, okay? Don't enable. So Spirit, what is gonna be the outcome if she starts to bring her husband around when she's around her mother? It's gonna be the outcome. Okay, I feel like y'all could probably get more honest conversations out. Growing older, so would be a deceased aunt that's stepping forward. Didn't you say something to me about a freaking aunt? This would be the aunt. Deceased aunt, TT, aches and pains, growing older, wisdom. So she's talking to you about mom. This makes so much sense. Y'all, she literally, when I messaged her this morning and asked her what her question was, she was telling me she was feeling another spirit in her energy, and she feels like it's her aunt. I can't remember if she said her mom's sister or her dad's sister, but we're talking about your mom. So if this is her sister, I'm gonna be. She said, "Yes, I told girl. When I say you gotta be medium, you gotta be a medium, because for you to be picking up on certain things without seeing it with your physical eyes, it says a lot. It says a lot. And when you told me that this morning, it's funny because I think the last few ancestors that had stepped forward, you every single time you told me, you felt like it was somebody new. Felt like it was somebody new. So this is good. She said my mom's sister. So yes, I told you my aunt was in my frequency. This is crazy. So your aunt is talking about mom. She said that there's things just like you're healing, you're doing your shadow work. She's saying that there are secrets and things that mom needs to be able to share. But I think with it just being you and her, it's not the right energy. So she's kind of speaking on like balance. So having your husband there adds balance. I, excuse me. I think mom will be able to open up a little bit more. And if you sit there and listen to people and let them talk long enough, you'll hear every single thing you need to hear. Every single thing. Okay? So this makes perfect sense to me. Alright, so Auntie, what is... So you said the outcome of what it would be. So let me ask about your brother. Yeah, this is amazing. Can't make this shit up. That's what's so funny about it. It's just like, you can't make it up. Alright, Auntie. How does she need to set boundaries with her brother? And you know which brother she's talking about. Spirit, how can she set... So this Auntie shows up as a red bird. Blow a kiss for good luck. Deceased loved one drops by to say hello, you are loved. So your aunt is saying she loves you. Look, breaking generational curses ain't easy, but somebody had to do it. So she's recognizing you for that. This is good. This is good. This is really good. This is my song. Okay. So, Auntie, Okay, so she's talking about brother. I think she's trying to tell you some stuff. I ain't gonna say it, but I am picking up maybe something. Okay, so I feel like maybe your brother was sexually abused. This is what Aunt is telling me. Okay, she's saying a lot right now. Okay, so Aunt is saying a lot, but we're asking about your brother. So I asked, how can you set boundaries with your brother? She's talking about your solar plexus chakra. So this part of your life where you experienced the trauma with your brother, that has to do. She's pointing it at your solar plexus. So the solar plexus is located in your stomach area. It's responsible for confidence and self-esteem, as well as helping you feel in control of your life. Okay, the solar plexus deals with trust issues, low self-esteem, and self-doubt. So you constantly being around this person is triggering your trust issues, your low self esteem, and self doubt. Okay? So, do you see kind of what you're opening yourself or you're susceptible to as you're around certain people? Does this make sense to you? So, yeah, she is speaking on generational curses of sexual trauma. So, I think that this is something you have to hold the mirror up to your brother. I don't think that you should be around somebody that did something to you and you haven't spoke on it. I feel like that's eating you alive, is how she's putting it. Also, you get the heart chakra card. The heart chakra is associated with unconditional love, compassion, and joy. It's the source of deep, profound truths that cannot be expressed in words. So, it's a lot of things that you're gonna have to face this month, and excuse me, your aunt wants you to take your time, but also she's talking about this full moon. What full moon do we have coming up? I do have a full moon schedule for 2023 on my website, so make sure you print that out after this reading or tomorrow, whenever you get a chance. Print out that full moon schedule and make sure you're being mindful of it, because you are a water sign, so you have to understand how powerful the full moon is for water signs. So the full moon, not even the full moon, the moon itself controls the tides. Okay, the moon controls water, so that has a real effect on our emotions and what we're feeling, what we're sensing. Okay, it's for water signs. Water in your chart, it doesn't matter. Water signs. So Spirit is definitely speaking on some secrets coming to the forefront. And I think with you doing your shadow work, this is making way for those secrets to be revealed. So you also got this card here, fix a home cooked meal, solo couples trip. So I do see you and your husband taking like some solo time where it's just you guys. But before we get to that, I want to fully understand what she's saying about your brother. So she's talking about the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra. She's talking about how you love him unconditionally, but you also have to hold a mirror up to his face, because if you're feeling a certain type of way, I'm sure, like that translate in some type of way. Like when you're around him, how you act, how you feel. So how do you feel when you're around this person? I think the best thing you can do is just be honest and stop people pleasing and stop just agreeing to do stuff that you don't want to do. Like I feel you not wanting to do stuff, but you still do it just because the sake of of family. But where was family when you was being abused? We're not doing that shit no more, okay? We're not. You gotta start holding the mirror up to people. Just like you're healing and just like you're doing your shadow work, people have to understand that this is a new version. Okay? We're not doing the same bullshit no more. We're not doing that. And this is what Spirit was talking about, changes. It's okay. Let shit change. Don't be the person keeping shit going steady the same way 10 years, 20 years. Like, no. I feel on guard. So do you see how this is affecting your energy? Like this being around your mom, being around your brother. And how many times, just let me know, how many times out of the week or out of a 2 week span, how many times are you seeing them? Those two people. So if you're seeing mom 3 days out the week, that's three. If you're seeing your brother twice, that's five. So how many times out of a 2 week span are you seeing these people? Because I want to have an understanding. Because the way Aunt is speaking, she's speaking on aches and pains and getting older, and she's speaking from a wisdom, like a wise woman place. So she's very much so like wise. Is this the aunt? Wait a minute. Is this the auntie? I think I talked to her before. I think I spoke to one of your aunties. I'm trying to see if this is the one. Something about some spell work or something. She knew how to do spell work or something like that. Is this one or is this the one or is this a different one? Cause she's like, keep on living, baby. Wow. Almost every day for my mom, twice a week for my brother. Ma'am, she said definitely for the sake of the family. So let's take it back to the beginning of the reading. Fertility, that's what came out your stomach, okay? That's fertility. That's your family, okay? The way she's breaking it down to you, I feel like she's being very straightforward. She's being very straightforward with you, so hopefully this isn't too blunt. But she just wants you to take accountability for yourself and for your family and stop carrying the weight of other people. Stop carrying the traumas and the secrets of other people, okay? That's not your place anymore. Okay? Does this make sense? She said you have spoken to one, but this is her sister. Okay, so this is another sister. Okay, so yeah, she's talking about you just honestly taking some time to isolate. I see you with your intermediate family. I think this will make you a lot happier in your day-to-day life if you're spending more time with them versus outside of the house, and also spending alone time with your husband, like going on a trip soon, solo couple trip. So this is just you and your husband. I think this is when you have to talk to him about your aunt wants you to talk to him about things. I think it has to do with some of these traumas that's coming up. But are you going to be able to do that? Are you going to be able to talk to him about the abuse with your brother, with your aunt, with, you know what I'm saying? Now this isn't the same aunt, right? That abused you. When skeletons come out of your closet. Wait, when skeletons come out of the closet and chase you all around the room. Wait a minute. Okay. Because I was going to say, now, you got to warn me if we talking to, like, abusers and stuff like that. You do. You need to. Like, this is eating you up. This is too much for somebody to be carrying around. Yeah, it's not your burden to carry. You know what happens when you tell people about themselves when you and you could send your brother a simple text. I won't be doing this anymore. I won't be meeting up with you anymore. I feel like I haven't been honest with how I feel about you abusing me. I haven't been honest, and I just don't want to be around my abuser. One of my abusers. I don't want to be around that. And just keep it short and sweet. You know, when I see you, we can speak, but as far as me helping you do stuff that I don't want to do in the first place, those days are over. Like, you don't have to be mean, but what that forces people to do is take a look in the mirror. Because what happened is he think you forgot. How could you forget something like that? He think you forgot. And what happens when you hold that mirror up to people? That's not your burden to carry anymore. That's theirs. You let them have nightmares. You let them, get no sleep. You let them be up all hours of the night worrying themselves sick. You let them do that. That's not for you to do. Okay, this is what Auntie is saying. I'm just telling you what she's saying. And this is a part of breaking generational curses. This is something you have to do. This is not a suggestion. Like, this is what you have to do, okay? Like, for your inner child. You have to stop being around people. And also, let me get on your mom. Just eating everybody up gracefully, one by one. But no, I think you need to share with your mom. This might take a while, but you need to share what happened with the aunt. Because is this your mom's sister that abused you? Because I feel like this could be where that disconnect comes in now, like that you're feeling with mom. You're feeling like all these feelings. I think that it's time for you to share what happened because again, when you put that mirror up to people, you let them think. You've been thinking all these. How old are you? You've been thinking your age. You've been thinking those years. So now's the time for you to put that mirror up to their face and you let them be accountable because as a child, who's responsible for you? Your mom. So for things like that to be happening is fucking unacceptable. I have no sympathy. I don't have sympathy for her. The only person I have sympathy for is you. I'm just being real. And I think this will have to be. I mean, I'm speaking from a personal place, but I wonder if your mom, your aunt, I wonder if your aunt feels the same way. So let me ask, should you talk to your mom about your sexual abuse with your aunt? Seemed like it was somebody else. Excuse me. Seemed like it was somebody else too. Am I tripping? Your brother, your aunt. Seemed like it's somebody else I'm supposed to be firing up too. Your mom's sister. So yeah, you see how you gotta do that? So you've been thinking about that for 54 years. Obviously not, the whole time, but it's like this is childhood trauma. So you've been thinking about this at least 40 years. And spirit, your aunt is talking about aches and pains in the body and physical, just things hurting you and things like that. I believe that it's time to release this. Like you've been releasing your uncle. That's right. That's right. That's right. Who is deceased, right? And how is this uncle connected to you? Is this connected through your mom? Married to my mom's sister. Okay. So this, how didn't your mom see this? Never asked about it. Never suspected it. Never like, no, this is some bullshit. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. So you see why you can't be the one everybody depends on anymore. You can't. Like, this is costing you your peace of mind. Like, this is not, I don't feel like it's worth your peace of mind. You're supposed to be finding yourself right now. You don't need to be worried about who needs this or who needs me. Fuck that. Song screaming. Song screaming. And it's crazy because this song is called If You Think You're Lonely Now. Yeah, but you didn't tell her about her sister. That's the part that traumatized me, just reading that. Because of her being, I don't know the correct term, um, but her being disabled, mentally challenged, that would traumatize the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. That's what you need to talk about. That's what you need to share. And let me ask your aunt, because I personally want to hold your mom responsible, and I feel like I might be biased, but I'm pissed the hell off. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm mad, so I just know. I can't imagine how you feel. You know, deep down on the inside, you might not want to say it. I'ma say it. Hell. So, auntie, how should she handle this situation with telling her mom about this? Because I feel like you could do it one or two ways. You could write her a letter. You could tell her in person. You could tell her over the phone. So, auntie, what would be the best way for her to share this with her mother about her abuse? Now you're getting the root chakra card. What would be the best way? The spirit is speaking on protecting yourself. So, what would you feel more comfortable doing? Telling her face to face, or would you feel more comfortable um, writing her a letter? But you're gonna have to be straight to the point. Like, you can't beat around the bush. Like, if you're gonna write a letter, you gotta write the letter. You gotta be honest. Or if you're gonna tell her, you gotta, say it. And this might not happen overnight, but you asked what you should focus on for September. So this is something you got to do for September, because we're not helping nobody else this month. No, we're not. This is what your auntie is saying. We're not helping anybody else this month, especially not these two. Yeah. So she said I need to tell her face to face. So do you want your husband to be there? Because that would mean you need to tell him first. But this has to happen in September, okay? And I'm not gonna rush you or push you too far, but I think this needs to happen this month. I'm seeing it happen like towards the end of the month, but it has to happen because I'm seeing people gonna need you this month. I'm also seeing mom needing money or something like that. So this has to be said ASAP. If you want to not be financially responsible anymore, this is something you need to share. The root chakra is located at the base of your spine. It provides you with the base or foundation for life, and it helps you feel grounded and able to withstand challenges. Your root chakra is responsible for your sense of security and stability. So you know how at the beginning we kept seeing all those trees, you up against all those trees? That's why I kept saying you gotta ground yourself. Spirit wants you to ground yourself so you can be strong. What are trees? Trees are literal foundation. Trees have been around for thousands and thousands of years. Trees hold so many secrets. Trees literally are so powerful. So you have to lean on the strength of the tree, is what Spirit is saying. I see trees here, and I see a tree here. Okay? So you have to, before you can share this, you need to reflect under the tree, okay? She said, yes, he has to be there. I will talk to him first. So let's make that happen. I think you can do it if your husband is there, because you see how your auntie laid it out for you? She literally said, add your husband to the mix and your mom basically don't act like a baby. she acts like a grown woman. So fast forward to now, we're talking about sharing, what happened to you, and you add your husband to the mix because she has to be accountable. Where's that secret card? The full moon. You need to figure out what day the full moon is. Matter of fact, let me pull it up on my website to see because I have the dates. This is so good. Go to the blog. Do you feel like this is something you have to do, or do you feel like apprehensive about it? Okay, so it is September. Okay, so you know how I was saying at the end of the month? September 29th is a full harvest moon. Full harvest moon. September 29th. That's literally at the end of the month. So she's speaking about sharing your secret during the full moon. This is powerful. That's literally the day before the last day. So the 29th is on a Friday, and then Saturday is the 30th, and that's the end of the month. And then we're going into October. So she's just like, we're not dragging this out. Like, we're not dragging this out. Yes, she said, I feel a sense of urgency about it. Me too. I definitely feel that. She's not playing with you. Let me see. Where the rest of the file is showing up? I'm trying to read to you a little bit about it. This is October. Okay, I'm gonna have to read it later because for some reason it's not loading up. That's weird. But yeah, so the 29th. You can also work with a full moon up to 3 days before and 3 days after. So you can do it 28th, 27th, 26th. So you can either do it between the 26th or, but I would say don't wait until after. Don't wait until we're in October. So do it in September. So you have some time, okay? So this month you just need to be focusing on setting boundaries. I feel like this was very straightforward. Like you know exactly what you need to do. Also pay attention to your solar plexus chakra. Remember that the solar plexus is in the stomach area. It's responsible for confidence and self-esteem. This is gonna make you feel more in control of your life. It's gonna make you feel like you can be stronger in what you're doing. You can be stronger in your spiritual journey because it's like the thing that scares you the most is what you need to do. And I feel like this month you're gonna be able to do that. Okay. So do you have any more questions for your aunt before we get ready to close out? She also spoke on the root chakra. So you might want to wear the colors red, yellow, and green. You can even do pink. But those colors will help Uh-oh. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me? I can hear myself on my iPad. Okay. So I was saying you might want to wear the colors red, green, and yellow for those chakras just to keep yourself supported this month. And also just remember, like, when it comes to the chakras, they can fluctuate. Okay, so one day your root chakra could literally be open, and the next day it could be underactive. It all depends on what you're going. Why can't I talk? What you're dealing with in life and the obstacles you're facing. So that's why you want to wear these colors, just to keep yourself grounded and rooted, and you want to keep that energy free flowing throughout your body. So there's three chakras coming up. The root chakra is literally your spine, your base. Okay, then the solar plexus is in the stomach, and the heart chakra is in the heart. So that basically the only chakras that's open right now is your crown chakra and your third eye chakra and your throat chakra. Okay, that's good that your throat chakra is open, because that means you're ready to speak. You're like, you're speaking your truth. So that's good. That's good. But you just want to make sure that the rest of that energy is able to like flow throughout your body. Okay. So do you have any more questions before we get ready to close out? Stepping and sliding.
Move beyond the marketplace and get more control when you sell with Shopify. Craft your brand with customizable themes. Anytime I'm good at this and by myself, call on tabs, and I ask you for me, so go watch my jacket.
All right, Spirit.
Might lose my jacket.
What is going to be the outcome of her doing this month? Sharing her secrets, setting boundaries. Auntie, what's going to be the outcome? Travel. Travel. Spirit keeps speaking on travel. They keep speaking on travel. This is water. This is the moon. I was just talking to you about that. And she looks pregnant. Spirit, final words of encouragement. What should she... What was I asking? What's going to be the outcome? What's going to be the outcome? Her sharing her secrets. Setting boundaries. Commitment. Commitment. So Spirit is talking about your marriage. I feel like Spirit wants you to be fully present right now for some reason. Fully present in your intermediate family life. So I feel like your intermediate family could be needing you. So if you're too busy, being there for everybody else, you might be missing something going on at home. But this is also just a time for you to grow closer with your family. And it's also just a time for mourning for you, okay? Spirit, what else? Oh, yeah, also a commitment to yourself. So you got to see this through, okay? This is a commitment. Look, look. Family, look at the full moon. This is your son, your daughter, and your husband, and you. This is spot the fuck on. The full moon? Really? The full moon here too. Wow. So spirit, what is it going on in her intermediate family that she needs to be paying attention to? Because I know you're saying. So I think, because look what's on the bottom of the deck. Closure. So this is for you. What's going on is you have to. So she's saying you have to create space for other people to take care of you, like you take care of everybody else. But she's saying this month it's time for other people to take care of you. Okay, so don't think as much as being that provider person, like the masculine role that showed up at the beginning for your mom. Don't focus and be in that energy, because sometimes it's hard to switch back and forth between your energies. You're with one person, they have you in one energy. You're back at home, they have you in this energy. Sometimes that's a lot for a person. So your aunt just wants you to make peace with your past, okay? That's it. She wants you to close that door to that chapter of your life and move forward. And look, notice what's all around her. Trees. She is under the trees. Hella trees. So look at the path. It's like illuminated. It kind of even looks like fire, which came up in the boundaries card. So this is good. This was such a good reading. Oh my god. So yeah, you have to create space so they can take care of you. Share these things. Share these things. Okay? She just saying breathe through it. Your aunt wants you to breathe through it. She's saying like this is real. This is real. This is real. So she wants you to know like this is meaningful and purposeful for you. And it's something you gotta do. She's saying it's something you gotta do on your own, but lean on your family, lean on your support. Okay? Spirit, is there anything you want to point out that she needs closure on? I know, you know, besides the obvious, but is there anything specific that she needs closure on? Okay, one card came out. Courage. So, Spirit is saying not always. Look, all these C's. It's funny. Um, she's saying, you know, not always standing up for yourself. She's talking about not always being able to stand up for yourself, or not being strong enough, or not feeling strong enough. But she's saying you got it. And that's why she's bringing your husband into the mix, because she's saying this is a time where you lean on the ones that you love. You lean on, what's the word she's saying? Pretty much allow people to help you in your dark moments, okay? Just like you're there for others, lean on your support system, okay? Hey, Marquita. My client said received. Aubrey said, hey, what's going on? This is a client ancestor reading. Somebody block Naruto. But yeah, Spirit's just saying you gotta have that courage right now as you close that chapter. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't hesitate. So don't set a boundary and then go back on the boundary just because somebody might not be accepting of it. I kind of want to ask, how are they going to react to you setting a boundary with them? I think with your mom, she's going to understand that certain things are off limits, like money. I think that she probably won't ask anymore after you share your secret and set a boundary. So don't just share your secret, set a boundary, okay? Set a boundary. So I can't be there for you if I can't be there for myself. I can't always be present and there for you and helping you when I don't feel that was done for me. So it's not just the sharing your secret. You have to be honest about how you feel. You don't have to tell her every single thing, but you can just, so when I say every single thing, I mean like how you feel like about everything, But you can share the abuse and also share um, your boundary. So I'm not going to tell you what your boundary should be at all, but I think the boundary should be whatever's draining you. So if it's her needing money or her needing you to be over there, whatever, set the boundary of what you can do. So if she's asking for, I'm just gonna give you an example. Maybe she needs $200 or something like that. I got 50. That's all I got for you. I got 50. Or maybe not even that. I mean, this isn't, when you set boundaries, it's not to be vindictive. Setting boundaries is for you. It's not for other people, okay? So you setting these boundaries with her is going to help you live more authentically and be more in your energy. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be in a bad mood. You're not going to be like carrying around all this stuff if you don't have to be around certain people or fake the funk, to be quite honest. Right? Does that make sense? Kita, how did your ritual go? She said that boundary needs to be set. It's my time. Yeah, that she drains in your emotions. That's, listen, now you can understand. Like, yeah, yeah. And it's like, kind of makes you feel bad. Like, I'm the only one she has. Like, no. That's why you got to be honest about your truth. Tell her down from your brother, down to your aunt, down to your uncle. And just tell her you feel like she didn't protect you. Because that's what the fuck it is. Like, if I got a child, I'm on your ass like white on rice. Like, you not, like, I don't know. Like, when I have kids, I'm just not finna be with the bullshit. I promise you. Like, if you know certain generational curses is in your family, which I'm sure your mom knows, like, she knows. Because based on what you shared, that's something she would know. That's like generational. So you should be paying extra close attention. So for her not to have brought it up, for her not to ask you, for her not to like make that her mission, like I don't have no type of sympathy. And you know how people, it's like towards the end of their life they start to see like, okay, I was a good parent, I was a bad parent, or I could have did this more, I could have did this more. It's like if you're not allowing her to live in that truth or in that reality, whoa, the song is screaming. Hold up. Okay. Song screaming. Wow. These songs keep talking about mama this, mama that. So, I was saying something. I was about to go off on a tangent, but you don't let other people live with the mistakes they made. It's like you're stepping in. It's like when a person, it's time for them to receive their karma. Some people don't believe in karma, but when it's time for people to receive their karma, if you stepping in the way, it's like the negative hits are hitting you, and this person is still just living in obliviousness. So you need to step out the way and let people live in their truth just like you're living in your truth. You know, people have to like live with the mistakes they made. And I feel like if you can't speak up about that or be honest about that, it's gonna be hard for your mom to pretty much take accountability. So I really hope that this goes in your favor, but stand firm. Like this is a non-negotiable for you. You know, this is something that's gonna be emotional. It's gonna be something that is powerful and life changing for you. So I'm excited for you, especially with her telling you to do this on a full moon. I think that says a lot. The full moon is the perfect time for releasing. So what better time than you know? She said that's why I'm so overprotective. Yeah, for sure. I can see that. As you should be. As you should be. And I feel like your kids will respect you more for being overprotective versus being underprotective, because nobody wants to feel like nobody cared about them. And I feel like after hearing about your story, that's what it gives. It gives, wasn't nobody really checking for me? Wasn't nobody making sure I was okay? So this is not the time for you to be worried about how other people feel. You say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay? Hey, Toot. She said, Master in chat, hey, beautiful peeps. My client said, you're speaking facts. I do believe in karma. Definitely non negotiable. Yep. Toot said, yes, karma is real. It is. It's very real. So that's why it's the same thing for like toxic relationships. Sometimes we get with toxic people and they start to tell us about their past and we start to feel bad, and but they only telling one side. And it's like we'll be quick to like get in a relationship with somebody because we feel like, oh, they said that they ex did this and that whole time. They ex ain't did that shit. They ex ain't did that shit. They just manipulating. And it's like when it boils down to it, you fell for the okie doke, and stepping in the way and what am I trying to say? Standing up for them and trying to get them the benefit of the doubt or whatever. You stepping in the way of their karma. Let them folks like no, don't. Basically, what I'm saying is don't deal with people that that's fresh out of a relationship. They ain't had time to really like process the relationship, their faults in it, all of that. You know, but that's just another example of like how sometimes we don't let karma do its job. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same thing with this situation. But I'm not gonna keep yapping. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you, Spirit, for stepping forward for her. She knew. She literally said it. She felt her aunt was gonna step forward, and that's who stepped forward. But we thank you, Auntie, for stepping forward for her. You may go back to the spirit realm. Goodbye. Does anybody have any questions before I hop off of here? She said, same here. I basically raised myself. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's the worst feeling. And it's so crazy because it be the toxic parents that wasn't really there for their kids, that the kids end up taking care of that parent. And that's the most sick and twisted thing to me. Like, what have you done to deserve all of this love I'm showing you? Nothing. It's just sometimes taking that role of an adult as a child that makes you feel responsible for other people. It makes you feel like you have to do this because if you don't, they wouldn't have anybody. That let them. That's between them and God. Okay. Honestly, and it was said right. Nobody was checking for me. Period. And you gotta stand firm on that energy. Like no, literally, you probably need to say that. Like, I'm here for you. Like I'm here for my children. And it's like, you weren't half the parent I was. You not half the parent I am. Yeah, you're not half the parent I am. Like the way I am on my kids. No, it's just she let too much slide, and that's something she needs to like process. Two said it took me a while to heal from my past, and you know what? It takes a while But once you got it, you got it. And once you commit to your own healing, that's a lifelong journey. Shadow work never really ends. Of course, we heal from certain things, but of course life is gonna life. But certain things might come up and might trigger certain feelings that we might have released. But that's why shadow work is like an ongoing process. It's something you have to maintain because life ain't gonna stop just because you heal one thing. She said when I was so young I was naive. My own mom and dad wasn't showing me the same love I was showing them. Yep, that's how it be. Amber said, got it, you're right, I do intercede. I'm so elated about this reading. Toot said I had to accept things for what they is and keep living my life as I should. Can you do a reading for me? So if you want to book a personal reading, you can check my description box. I have my links there. If you want to book a reading, though, you would be looking at what is it? What is it now? September. You will be looking at November for your reading. So I would recommend that you go ahead and book because like the later you book, the later it's gonna be in the year. Because I already have bookings. I'll message you a Discord about what I also think this aunt showed up. Okay, definitely let me know, and then let me know about the Reiki session that you and Asha did earlier. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of y'all because y'all have come a long way, and it's just amazing because like a year ago you probably wouldn't have been able to like do what you're doing now, just like living in your truth and sharing your testimony and sharing what happened to you like with your mom. But it's like now it's like you are at a place now to where you can do these things, and I'm happy for you. I feel like it's your time. And definitely, like Spirit was saying, lean on your husband. Let him be that strength for you. And don't hold back your emotions because you don't have to. It's not like you're telling strangers. You're telling, the person you're committed to. It's just so crazy how that commitment card came out. And it's just so crazy how Spirit works. Like, they just be speaking on stuff that it's just like I wouldn't even know where to begin. But Spirit just gets into it and, like, tells it like it is. And I love that. But yes, this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll send your aunt back to the spirit realm. Any more questions before I hop off of here? Final questions. You're booked up. Okay, girl, you better get that bag. I'm so proud of you. It's best to find things you love and do the best you can. Thanks, Toot. Yeah, I've been booked and busy for like the last year and a half. But I'm not complaining. Because I do love what I do. No more questions. Have a nice, blessed day. Thank you, ma'am. So I can see that all this baggage is way too heavy to continue carrying. Exactly. So you see exactly what Auntie is saying. It's like, it's just too much. Like, it's way too much for anybody to be carrying. But you're supposed to be like, right now, you know what you're supposed to be doing in life. Like, focusing on your remedies and your healing, learning, growing, doing your mentorship, like just living life, having fun, being happy. So, Spirit's gonna make that happen, but that's gonna take you being firm on those boundaries. This is a part of it, though. But all right, I will speak to you later, Miss Annabelle. Thank you for booking a reading. Toot said, right, as long as you're still breathing, that's enough to be thankful for. Amen. There is no time for complaining and etc. We only get one life, and it's best to live it up the best way we can. Period. Period, Toot. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. If you would like to book a personal reading, Check my description box for my links if you like to purchase crystal jewelry, if you like to join my mentorship, if you would like spiritual baths. I will have all my information down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. But this is Juju the Master Manifester, and I am out.